Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 3. And today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Had the 6-Eye Sharingan. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Got All Kurama Power in the paint art guys over on Anime King. And don't forget to stay tuned for the rest of the series coming your way. Yes, I indeed have 4 channels which I post What If on every day guys for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, comment down below. And if you're new, you can tell me so I can welcome you personally. And also don't forget to turn on the bell notification so you can see exactly when I post, because I indeed post a lot guys. So without further ado or wasting any more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. So the last spot we left off, both Naruto and Sasuke had stepped into the room that only Naruto's eyes could open. Upon arriving in said room, Naruto stepped towards a book. As Naruto opened said book and started to read the contents, however, it was only an introduction. Naruto then passed out as Sasuke's eyes went wide as he rushed to his side. Naruto found himself in an empty location where a man stood there. But what Naruto saw was the man's eyes. The man and him had the same eyes, but his had a 6 totem inside of it. The man introduced himself as Ichigo. However, it was just a chakra imprint. The man told him that because of his eyes he couldn't ask certain questions, as he could not reveal certain answers to him. However, Naruto was not the first wielder, as he could see. The man was trying to convince him to not utilize his eyes for battle, just like he did the other two. He told Naruto a story about his upbringing. He was the middle child of 2 brothers. One older, one younger, as their father wanted to pick a successor. However, he realized how that was going to tear the family apart. The older brother wanted to lead them. However, the father saw the younger one as a rightful heir to his throne, as the older one did not accept that. Ichigo then told Naruto that he did not interfere. He chose to make his own path by leaving, telling both of his brothers that this would just drive a wedge between them. As he left, he told Naruto that his eyes could do things that most people in this world would kill for. Naruto told him that this was not the olden days. Him and his brother Sasuke was already a treasure to most people, them being the last remaining loyal Uchihas within the village. Most nations will try at nothing to get their hands on them so they could breed the Uchiha bloodline in their village. So he didn't want to hear that, as the imprint could not really force Naruto to do what he didn't want. So he had to settle for trying to convince him the old-fashioned way by talking to him, but Naruto was not listening one bit. As Naruto told him that he will come back once his eyes are strong enough, and he expected answers from him. The imprint did not answer or say anything, but he just went quiet. As Naruto woke up, and Sasuke told him that he was out for a few seconds. To Naruto it felt like a couple of minutes, but to Sasuke it was just a few seconds. As Naruto told Sasuke everything that he found, Sasuke was confused why this individual would stop them from using their eyes, as he could tell that Naruto's eyes were not like any other Uchihas. Yes, they were powerful, but what was so powerful that it might cause chaos if Naruto were to actually fight with his eyes? However, Naruto did not hear what this individual said. He will do as he pleased after all. The both of them were in this together. Stepping back into the other room, as the both of them made their way, Naruto saw the weapons as they were dull, extremely so. However, Naruto soon realized that they were not dull, they were locked. Naruto's eyes were able to see the seal. Naruto utilized his chakra to break the seal on them. As Naruto was able to pump his chakra into it, to Naruto's surprise and fascination, his chakra was converted into wind chakra and sliced the log that Sasuke threw towards him. Sasuke was shocked as he didn't expect that in the slightest. However, this was their chance to get a lot stronger than they were right now. The things in here can help them a lot, as the both of them will not hesitate to use them as they can. Time passed as Naruto was finally able to fully utilize his eyes to the point where he could help Mito out. So with that, the both of them end up leaving school that day. As Naruto and Sasuke and the others had Shuriken practice, soon the exam for them to pass, the test was coming along, so they had to be prepared as Aruka and the other teachers were testing them. So with that, Naruto arrived with Mito outside. The both of them arrived there as Naruto proceeded to apply chakra to his eyes and then make contact with Mito's. Naruto found himself in an empty mindscape. Unsure where he was, Naruto heard a scream as he rushed to Mito's side. Mito was frightened as she saw a gigantic beast behind the bars. However, the fox did not take too lightly of Naruto being here. The fox roared in rage as it tried to devour Naruto. Mito screamed at the beast to stop as Naruto was pulled by chakra and brought up to the bars. Mito roared as she awakened something that has not been seen for some time now. Golden chains had slammed against the bars, stopping the fox chakra, but the fox released a wave that blew Mito away. He could not hurt her that much in the mindscape, but he could hurt Naruto, as Naruto was screaming out in pain, unable to fight against his power. The fox then brought down his claw, but at that moment something happened. Envos quickly flooded the scene as Naruto was taken to the Hokage Tower. Mito was taken there as well. When Naruto woke up, Mito was convinced the Hokage that it was just a jutsu backlash, as Naruto told him that it was, but it was a clan secret. There wasn't much that the Hokage could do against clan secrets, so he let it go. However, he orders Envos to keep an eye on them just in case. Mito almost broke down when she was there as Naruto noticed that she was going to, as he quickly moved and enveloped her in a hug. She tried to make Naruto release her as she almost hurt him. She never wanted to do something like that as she was afraid. However, Naruto simply held on to her as he told her that everything was going to be fine. There was nothing for her to worry about, everything was going to be fine. But she could not understand how could he say that, as he almost died. Because of that fox, because of her. But Naruto told her that it wasn't her fault and he did not blame her in the slightest. As he held her as she cried, she told him never to tell anyone that she cried like this or she would pulverize him, as Naruto merely laughed. However, Naruto looked at his hands as he saw a strange purple aura coursing through his veins. There was no backlash that stopped Naruto from not being hurt by the fox. What happened was, Naruto's eyes had been spinning uncontrollably. He then proceeded to hold up his arm. Once he did, the fox nail had turned into chakra and rushed into Naruto's body, and then exploded outwards. Even the fox was shocked by this development as Naruto saw the look on his face before he was blown back. Now Naruto had purple chakra running through his veins, as Naruto was not sure what that meant or what was going on. Also, Danzo men were able to see what was going on. Throughout the years, Naruto had been getting scrolls and help from them, as he's been using it to help Mito and Sasuke. Mito greatly because of her poor chakra control. Even Sasuke was coming along nicely as well because of it. Naruto had never personally met Danzo as he wanted Naruto to feel indebted to him. That is why he was doing all of this. He wanted when he finally revealed himself, Naruto felt indebted because he had been helping him this entire time. That is what Danzo was hoping for, as that was his big game. He knew that he could not outright just go after him like that. After all, there was two people that he feared, and that was Hiruzen and Itachi as well, who warned him not to interfere with his brothers. So Danzo was taking a secretive approach. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place, check of yourself. So we jump right into this brand new episode. Begin now guys. Mito blonde hair was rustled by the wind as she looked forward. I still don't understand. How is he doing that again? Beside her, there was a sigh as Sasuke turned towards her. I'm not gonna explain it to you again. If you don't understand, then you don't understand. Hey, simply giving me an explanation doesn't mean you have to be a jackass. And you being stupid doesn't mean I have to explain anything to you. Mito turned towards Sasuke as she held out her fist. Would you like to say that again to my fist? She asked. Despite her wanting to fight him right here and now, Mito couldn't be more grateful to the Uchiha, because Sasuke accepted her. They did not hide the fact about what they found about Mito. Sasuke was surprised at first, but as Sasuke was not an idiot, and he also knew about stealing as well, he was taken aback, but he understood that she was not the one to be blamed by this. And besides, she was literally keeping them all safe by holding the fox back. However, he told her not to use that against him because it would be cheating. She must use her own power. As Mito scoffed and told him as if she would need the beast's power to fight him, she would kick his ass any day, any time. She was rather grateful for that, as he was the second person to accept her now, knowing that she was a nine-tailed host. The second person that she had tell. Naruto was the first person to find out. They had not gone to the Hokage yet, and it had been some time. They had not told a single soul about what they found out. Mito was worried, as everyone saw it fit to keep this away from her. She felt betrayed. Yes, she did. She felt so betrayed that she had not spoken to Uncle or spoken to the old man ever since. As she was waiting, whenever she was called by him if something happened, she kept her mostly thoughts to herself, as she wanted to see if he would outright come and tell her that she was a host of the Nine Tails. He knew why she was treated so badly, yet he never tell her a single thing. It made her feel so betrayed, despite Naruto's wishes of her telling him that she knew. She was against it, as she made Naruto promise that he wouldn't say a thing, and Naruto kept his promise, Sasuke as well. So for now, Mito knew about the Nine Tails inside of her, but she didn't want to tell them yet. There was no doubt that Uncle also knew about it, but she did not tell her. Uncle was mostly busy on mission, so Uncle wasn't here all the time, but she was starting to notice that something was not right, as it's been a while since she saw her little blonde protege. However, at the moment, Mito was looking towards Naruto. He sat in front of a small lake. His eyes were closed, his legs were folded, as his hands were resting in his lap. But the thing that fascinated her was what was behind him. There was a ball of water that he took from the lake behind him. She had no idea how he was making it float. Sasuke said something about his chakra wrapping around it, but she didn't understand how the hell he was doing that. There was two of them, and to his left there was two balls of fire. Mito noticed that his fire wasn't exactly normal. Yes, it had a standard fire look, however, it also had a strange bluish color inside of it. "What's happening now?" said Mito. Sasuke himself was fascinated as he saw Naruto brought the ball of water and fire together before merging them. Immediately they started to sizzle out. The steam started to rise up, but something fascinating happened. The same dome that he used to contain both water and fire came over the steam and wrapped around it. Mito was shocked when she saw the steam being contained. "How is that possible?" she said. Naruto wasn't even moving, his eyes were closed. Mito noticed that there was sweat running down his forehead. But still, how was he doing that? A smirk came on her face as she saw a tiny stone at the side. She picked up the pebble, and another before she chucked it forward, aiming right towards the ball of steam. However, before it could connect, the ball of steam moved. Now that confused Mito. She glanced towards Sasuke. "Can he see us?" she asked. "On some level, I believe that he can always see us," Sasuke said. As Mito shot the stone once again, but she missed once again as she started to get pissed off. She shot the remaining stones, but they all missed. She bent down to pick up a few more pebbles until she looked up as a ball of steam was right in front of her. Mito's eyes widened as it blew up right in her face, knocking her down to the ground. It wasn't anything harmful. The only thing she felt was the hot steam washing over her face. It was hot, but nothing too bad to burn her skin or cause her any physical discomfort that badly. "Hey!" she yelled. "You know, I wasn't doing any target practice," said Naruto as he got to his feet. As he put on his shades, walking over towards her. "I was just trying to find out what the hell was that thing by chucking stones at it," said Naruto. "Well, the bastard over here wouldn't explain it again, and you were all quiet, so I got bored," she said. "Tuh, I would say that you're mentally challenged." "What was that?" said Mito, as she turned towards Sasuke. "Huh, you must be hearing things. I didn't say anything." "You're lying, I did hear something," she said. "Believe what you want," Sasuke says, he stuffed his hands in his pockets. "Whatever, you blasted Uchiha." She turned back to Naruto. "So, you prepared?" she asked. "For what?" "Don't give me that. The big exam," she said. "Everyone spent their entire life who's in the academy waiting for this moment. This will be the defining moment of us taking one step further into becoming ninjas, Mito said. Naruto was holding something in his left arm that was sitting beside him once he was meditating. Naruto turned as he swung it towards Mito's face. However, she reacted perfectly on time as she ducked under the blow. What the hell, she yelled once she was back up, as Naruto simply chuckled at her. What's so funny? Just testing your reflex, said Naruto. You've come a pretty long way. You have nothing to worry about the exam. Whatever they can throw at you, you'll be able to demolish it. That made her smile, however. She punched her fist into his shoulder rather roughly. Next time, say that, and don't just go and swing at me, she said, before she proceeded to run off. Sasuke and Naruto watched her leave. She's quite something, isn't she, Sasuke said. Even though she was crazy, she was his friend. Yeah, she is, said Naruto as he gripped the staff in his hand. Naruto had found it in the Uchiha treasury. Sasuke had taken well to a blade. However, it was not on him at the moment. However, Naruto was bonded with his staff. He didn't know what it was, but the moment that he made contact with it, there was this feeling that just gave him this strange connection. Not to mention he could run his chakra through it. The metal that it was made from, that seemed to be polished in a way to make it look like it was made from wood, but it was actually metal, was able to conduct his chakra through it. Naruto was able to use a blade, but he was just not a big fan of the blade. However, the staff resonated with him so much, and not to mention he could do this cool trick by simply placing it on his back, no holder, nothing at all, and it would remain there. The chakra that was necessary to hold it there, the little that Naruto used, did not affect him in the slightest. Oh, said Sasuke. We have to stop by the bakery before going home to get the stuff, he said. I'll be with you shortly, said Naruto. There's something I have to do. What's that? Oh, nothing important, said Naruto. I'll see you soon, as he started to walk off. Sasuke merely shrugged as he walked off as well. As Naruto was walking with his hands in his pockets, the staff was behind him. It had a ring at the top of it, a strange ring, with two bells on the side. They did not jingle in the slightest as Naruto chakra kept the thing still on his back. As Naruto walked, he came to a stop. He knew that someone was watching him. Arriving in front of the woods, Naruto stepped inside. It did not take too long for the man to arrive. The man dropped down a few feet away from him as he approached. He took out a scroll and handed it to Naruto. Is this it? Said Naruto. Yes. It took my master a while to get his hands on that, but there it is, as you requested. Well, tell him I'm all grateful, said Naruto. I will. Wait, said Naruto. When will I get to meet this individual? It has been a couple of years now since his masked ninja approached Naruto. Naruto could tell that he was different from the other root operatives. Their masks were completely different. And not to mention this guy. He didn't really have that much emotion at all. He seemed like a warrior that was just bent for action and carrying out orders, like some kind of mindless drone. The benefactor that has been handing Naruto things and helping him and his team progress. Mito and Sasuke, that is. As Mito chakra control sucks, it was immensely horrible. She had too much, that was a problem. Since finding note about the Nine Tails, Naruto realized that Mito chakra was exponentially large for a normal person. Yes, she was a ninja, but still, it was larger than his and any other kids in the class, not to mention probably going on to Jonin level already. However, she had a hard time controlling that, an extremely hard time. That is why he'd asked this man to help him with several things, and thus being chakra control exercises. The man had delivered 6 to him as Naruto had Mito working on them for the past few months. It had helped Mito greatly. There was also a few things that he and Sasuke need as well that they weren't able to find in the Uchiha library. Just a few basic things revolving information and things that they don't know, revolving their chakra nature and all that. However, this guy has provided everything that he asked for, and yet Naruto had no idea who was sending him. So once again Naruto asked if he could meet the benefactor. There is no need to worry, young Uchiha, he said. It's only a matter of time now before my master make contact with you personally. Really? Said Naruto. Yes. He's been looking forward to meet you for a very long time now. So just give it time, he said. You'll meet him very soon. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting him, said Naruto. He has done so much for me over the years. I want to thank him personally. And you will have that time very soon, he said. Now, I must take my leave. With that, he proceeded to leave. Once he was gone, he reported back to his master, who was none other than Danzo. The man told Danzo everything, as that brought a smirk to Danzo's face. Everything was going along nicely. Danzo was getting old, and he knew that. It was only a matter of time now, where he will reach a certain age where him becoming Hokage was no longer able to happen, not to mention he would have to retire. And all of Danzo's agents are mindless drones that did what he said without a single hesitation. However, Danzo wanted someone that could rule and lead the operation once he was gone, to keep Konoha growing stronger and stronger. Danzo's mind was already playing a game that he wanted to fulfill. Sasuke in charge of the Root Division, being the one in the background, the protector in the shadows. Naruto Uchiha taking a stand at the head of the village as a Hokage. That child, he had it. Danzo saw it. There was a drive about him, a determination to help his peers. And because of what he went through, Danzo believed that he would do whatever is necessary to keep the ones around him safe and protect his village. And the girl, Mito. Mito Uzumaki, a powerhouse. If she was able to control the power of the Nine Tails, she will be downright unstoppable. And with the close connection that she had with Naruto, and how she was getting rather close to him, she would do whatever it takes to protect him. And that means protecting Konoha, because he will stand at the precipice of the village, being the Hokage. Danzo's plan was going smoothly. However, he needed to work out a few kinks and problems along the way. First thing first, he had to kill Itachi Uchiha, and he had to kill Hiruzen as well. There was only a handful of people that knew about the Uchiha massacre. The elders, Homura and Koharu. They would not say anything. Yes, he was sure about their silence, but Hiruzen and Itachi could be one of his biggest problems. This child had proven to be rather loyal and rather thankful because of all the help that Danzo had given him. And with his special, unique eyes, Danzo doubts it would take long for the world to witness his greatness. He was already coming along smoothly. However, if he ever found out the truth, all of that admiration would turn to nothing but hate and rage against him and Konoha. That is why these people need to die. And soon, Danzo will have to make a move. However, there was something that was plotting to take care of the third, and that would rightfully get him to be the Hokage very soon. However, Itachi Uchiha was a man that Danzo didn't wish to interfere with that easily. Itachi was a very powerful and deadly individual that he could not fight head on. Not to mention, Itachi had secrets about him and several things that he did in the past that, if it was leaked to other nations, he would be kicked out of Konoha without a second thought. Because the people of this village, especially Hiruzen, would not allow the backlash of his actions to fall on Konoha, not to mention certain things that he did also put Konoha in harm's way. That is why he had to play this perfectly. But if there was something that had to be certain, Itachi and Hiruzen had to die. Time skip. As Naruto was going to meet up with Sasuke, he was kidnapped. He would have fought back if he did not already know who the person was that kidnapped him. The bag that was placed over his head was slowly removed, as Naruto saw a grinning Uncle Midarashi in front of him. Was that really necessary, Naruto asks. What can I say? I'm trying out a new tactic of kidnapping people really quickly. And let me guess, said Naruto, I was your test dummy. Pretty much, she said. However, the reason I kidnapped you is quite simple. What's going on with Whiskers? She said to him, as Naruto knew that was her nickname for Mito. What are you talking about? He said, as Uncle stepped forward. Look, I know that something is going on. She has been avoiding me. She has went out of her way to not see me. Is it something I did? Uncle said. From what Naruto had come to learn, the both of them had a close relationship. Now he understand why Uncle acted this way towards Mito. It was quite simple. Mito and Uncle was similar in a way. They share a burden. Naruto was able to find out what was on her neck. It turns out that Orochimaru of the Sannin had marked her with a curse mark. And the people of this village thought that she was still working for him despite her doing everything to prove to them and show them that she was a loyal member of this village. She was treated horribly because of that, as it made Naruto feel rather upset that the people can be so naive and stupid when it comes to people like her and Mito, who was just trying their best. Now he understands why she cared about her so much. She was there for Mito in a much younger age, helping her with things that Naruto could not help her with, not even the Hokage. Female things that, well, a girl need to know. But now Mito felt hurt. Mito was not a person to broadcast her emotions on her shoulder. She always tried to act tough even when she was hurting. However, Naruto knew if she continued to do this, it would just cause her more pain, because she was refusing to tell them anything. "I can't tell you," said Naruto. Despite that though, Naruto made Mito a promise, so there is something. "Something I did." "Well, yes, in a sense," said Naruto. "You know I can just torture the information out of you." "Oh, come on," said Naruto. "You wouldn't do that, would you?" he asked. "Well," said Anko, as she plucked out a kunai. "Fine," said Naruto, "go ahead. I still won't tell you." "Are you sure about that?" As Anko stepped forward closer with the kunai, as she brought it up to his face, right towards his glasses, but Naruto did not budge in the slightest. As Anko relented with a sigh, "You know, I'm really glad that you became our friend." As Naruto raised an eyebrow at that, Anko stored the kunai away. "Can you at least talk to her? If it's something I did, tell her to talk to me, so I can solve this." "I'll try my best," said Naruto. "You better," said Anko. "Because next time, I will torture you," she said, as Naruto merely chuckled. "What's so funny?" she asked. "Oh, nothing really." As Anko watched as Naruto got to his feet. "How did you get out of my binding?" she said. "You talk a lot," said Naruto. "Before I go, can I ask you for a favor?" "What's that?" she asked. "Look, please don't get pissed off about this. I know you intend to fly off the hinges for the smallest thing, so can you promise me that you will remain calm?" "Well, no," she said. "Tell me what it is first." "How can I tell you what it is if you're not going to promise you're going to remain calm?" She simply shrugged. Naruto sighed. "I guess there's no way around it." "Can I possibly look at the mark on your neck?" Her eyes narrowed dangerously, as Naruto felt like it was a really bad idea to ask. "And why do you want to see that?" she said, as he saw the look in her eyes. "Look, I mean you no harm," said Naruto. "I just want to take a look at it." "Please," he asked. "Why?" she said. "I know that you have no reason to trust me or anything, but I might be able to find a way to remove it." Anko laughed, however, there was no humor in her tone. "Look, kid," she said, "I know that you're special, especially with those eyes of yours." Anko saw his eyes after all. She was there in the past when, well, she was using them as target practice. But the greatest seal master, look at this seal, and he was unable to remove it. So what make you think a snot-nosed brat like you can do anything about it? She was trying to put up a defensive talk in front of her pain, as Naruto knew that. "What's the harm in trying?" said Naruto. His words made her sigh. "Alright, fine," she said. "But hurry up. I have things to do." She pulled down the coat, having no idea why he wanted to see it, as Naruto took down his glasses. This was the first time he was seeing it so close, as Naruto felt it. From the moment he met Anko, he felt it. There was something dark inside of her. Something dark and very powerful. However, now he could see it. It was similar to what happened to him recently, the purple chakra. However, this one had a ooze that Naruto could see. It was contained in a bubble. It was a sealing matrix that was placed around it. As Anko covered the mark back up, "Had enough," she said. "Well, you're supposed to say that before you cover the mark back up." "Well, I'm done showing it to you. So can you remove it?" she asked, her tone filled with humor. "I know it's a touchy subject," said Naruto, "but there's no need to get angry. And there's no need for you to ask me about something like this." Look, just try to get Whiskers to try and talk to me, okay? If you can or if you can't, let me know. As she proceeded to jump off. It was a really touchy subject. Once she was gone, Naruto looked at his hand. Strange purple veins started to run through his arm. Naruto held out 2 fingers. As he held out his pointer finger and his middle finger and pointed to a tree, a small orb of chakra started to form. It was blue, pure blue. As Naruto proceeded to fire it off, it made contact with the tree, but there was no harm done. It barely even marked it. As Naruto held out his hand, and this time, his index finger and his middle finger, one blue, one red. Combining them, they made purple. However, before he could release it though, it crackled, creating purple lightning and spasm out. He was nowhere near to trying to control the powerful tail beast, it seems. As Naruto realized that the purple chakra was a mixture between his and the red chakra of the tail beast. What Naruto was doing earlier was using his chakra as a containment orb. Naruto was able to use his chakra like a bubble. That is what he used to gather up the water and the fire. However, unlike other people's chakra that would infuse these techniques or cause him to sizzle out, Naruto's chakra was able to surround it like a protective dome. He was even able to contain the steam, which wasn't normal. The more better he got, the greater his chakra control became, and soon enough he would be able to wield it even outside his body for longer periods, and use it for offensive purposes. As Naruto made his way, time skip, Naruto tried to convince Mito that it wasn't right what she was doing. He knew that he liked her, but at least talk to them, explain herself. But she told him that she was not ready and he should just drop it. Naruto respected her wishes as he decided not to say anything else. It wasn't too long before the day arrived. It was a rather big day as Mito was excited. Arriving to school, the fangirls were there as usual, as they all took part in the tests. The test was a really simple one. If Mito did not meet Naruto or Sasuke, well, she would have probably failed. Not knowing what the test was, Mito would have thought that she could do it. However, it required them to make a clone jutsu. The clone jutsu was simply an illusion. However, Mito had so much chakra that she could never perform a jutsu like that. No way possible. That is why Naruto had taught her the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Iruka was shocked when he saw her pull that off. Mizuki made a claim saying that it was not what they asked. However, Iruka saw it as a bigger bonus, as he allowed her to pass on. Mito was beyond excited that she got her headband, bouncing up and down with joy. Naruto and Sasuke found the test rather simple. They were surprised that was all that it took, as Naruto and Sasuke didn't have the same problem as Mito as they were able to perform the clone jutsu. Despite the both of them knowing Shadow Clone Jutsu, Sasuke could only make a small amount though, as granted he didn't have much chakra. Naruto had the benefit of using so little chakra that he didn't require much to do anything. But still, Sasuke was not far behind. The three of them didn't have anyone coming to see them though. That was a big thing because, well, the three of them only had each other in terms of their appearance wise. So they did what Mito suggested, as they all went to Ichiwaka Ramen. Naruto liked the ramen, but he wasn't a big fan like Mito, who was crazy over the thing. Mito didn't have a problem with the shop owners. They were civilians. If the whole Biju thing was a secret, maybe they could not say anything because it was a punishment after all. They were not ninjas like Anko. So that is why she did not find it so bad to not talk to them. By the end of the day, they all said goodbye, as Mito couldn't wait until tomorrow to find out which team she was on. She was praying with all her might that she would be on a team with either of them, or maybe the both of them. Well, she would get her wish granted. As Naruto and Sasuke was walking home, Sasuke had this look on his face, as Naruto placed a hand on his shoulder. "I know what you're thinking," he said. "You do?" Sasuke said. "Yeah. It would be great if Mom, Dad, if they were here to see us graduate." Sasuke glanced up towards the heavens. "These are the moments that I can't stand," he said. "These are the moments that makes me so angry. The pain. I have no idea how I would have coped with all of this if you weren't here. You know, it actually made me feel bad for Mito. As Naruto turned towards him, I mean, think about it. You have me, I have you. But she's going home to an empty house, Sasuke said. I know that most time, she tried to play it off as nothing can hurt her, but she doesn't trust the people around her anymore. She believed they lied to her. She must be going through a lot. Why haven't you said anything about this before, said Naruto. Sasuke sighed. I've been trying to remain strong as she was, trying to not show much emotions, but I guess in these times it's rather painful. Sasuke said, looking up. It was hard to remain an emotionless person when you are around such people with such feisty emotions, not to mention, if he was feeling lonely on these nights. How did Mito feel? For her entire life she didn't have any real family. Since meeting Uncle, who became like a big sister to her, and now Mito wasn't even talking to her. They should do something about this. As Naruto turned when he noticed something, ninjas flashing from the roof to roof. Sasuke noticed as his Sharingan came to life, showing off two totem in both eyes. Sasuke was confused. What the hell is going on, he said. Ninjas. They're mobilizing, said Naruto. That's correct. Naruto and Sasuke spun around as they saw someone in the darkness. Who are you? Sasuke said. Naruto saw the outline of the person as he knew who it was, as Naruto could see him. It's alright, Sasuke. He's a friend. It was a ninja that was helping them. Well, helping Naruto. Sasuke knew that there was someone helping Naruto with scrolls, but Naruto told him that he didn't know who it was. Sasuke didn't understand who was this person, but this wasn't the first time someone was showing them favoritism because of who they were and what their last name were. What is going on? Said Naruto. The root ninja spoke. Mizuki of the academy has stolen the forbidden scroll. Mizuki? Why the hell would he do something like that? Sasuke said. We do not know. However, your friend Mito ran into him. He tricked her. And now they're in the forest, as he gave them a location. I believe that he will try to kill her. Both Naruto and Sasuke looked at each other before they sped off. The root ninja took to the rooftops, as it was not his job to stop Mizuki. Danzo gave him his direct order, as he went after the two of them. Meanwhile, Mito stood in front of Aruka. Her left arm was bleeding rather badly, as there was blood running down her arm. Her left leg had a kunai embedded in it that she had yet to remove. She didn't look so hot. The reason why she was in this predicament was Mizuki used her greatest weakness against her, those who she cared about. Despite her trying to pretend like she would never forgive the person that knew that she was a 9th holder, Mito couldn't help but fight for Aruka. He was one of the few teachers that treat her nicely despite probably knowing everything, so her heart refused to let her just leave him to die. She ran into Mizuki. He told her that there was something she needed to know about the exam, something that will help her in her upcoming career. She trusted the man. She see no reason to not. After all, he was her teacher, right? Mizuki had made sure that he hid every ill intent towards her, so she would never know that he hated her guts. And once they were out here, he used their weakness against each other. He used Aruka's weakness of protecting Mito, as Aruka had thrown himself in the way and got a shuriken in his back, a giant Fuma shuriken. She had then proceeded to help Aruka and she got hurt because of it. Upon this point, she had not yet threw a punch towards him because she was protecting her teacher, the only one that showed her kindness. As now, she stood in front of him. Mizuki stood on the branch as he laughed. Poor little fox, he said as he jumped down. He was surprised that she did not react once he told her that she was a demon. Mito, run. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Get out of here, Aruka yelled, despite the pain that he was in. Mito reached down and she ripped the kunai out of her leg. Never, she said. I'll never leave you to die like this, Sensei. You You'll pay for what you did to Aruka. I'll make sure of it. Huh. You've lost so much blood already. Do you think that you can face me, child? You're just a monster in human clothing. I'm a chunin. You're better, he said. As Mito laughed, you have no idea what I'm capable of. Why don't you show me, he says, he proceeded to reach behind him for the next shuriken on his back until he had to flip away. He gripped onto the scroll tightly so he would not let it fall. As he landed a distance away as a fireball had crashed right in front of him. As Mizuki looked up, what he saw actually frightened him. Two pair of glowing blue eyes looking down towards him, and beside it, two pair of red glowing eyes. Naruto jumped down towards Mito. Are you okay? He said. Huh. Never better, she said. As Naruto held her, and slowly brought her down to the ground. As Sasuke jumped in front of them, protecting their flank, Naruto saw that she had protected Aruka, who looked up as he was in pain by barely moving. I'll be fine. Just go stop that bastard, said Mito. Naruto tore his shirt off. As his chest was now exposed, he proceeded to tie her on her arm, and her leg as well. Everything's gonna be fine, he said. You did well. I believe Aruka is only alive because of you. Let us handle this. She grabbed his hand. Be careful. He will stop at nothing to try and escape. Don't worry. We won't let him, said Naruto. Yeah. He's going nowhere. As Naruto turned towards him. What's this? The two remain in Uchihas. While I would like to stay and fight, I have nothing against you two, said Mizuki. So why don't you two just tend to your monster over there? Besides, I've wasted enough time here. It's a shame that you decide to befriend that demon over there. Shut your mouth, said Naruto. Mizuki frowned. You have no idea what she is. Yes, I do, said Naruto. Aruka. Eyes widened at that. She's my friend, said Naruto. As Sasuke continued for him and her name, it's Mito Uzumaki. Mito felt pride swell in her heart hearing her friend say that. And you harmed her, said Naruto as he twirled his staff. Sasuke held on to the hilt behind him as he nodded to Naruto, who shot forward. Mizuki pulled the Fuma Shuriken and sailed it, intending to jump away, but the tip of Naruto's Shakijo made contact with the Shuriken. Mizuki watched as there was a force that cracked the Shuriken to pieces. But Naruto was not done as he brought the Shakijo up. All of the broken pieces of Shuriken was dragged by an unseen force. It was Naruto's chakra that he revolved around them and threw it. Mizuki crossed his arms. He winced out in pain as he was slashed several times, one of them stabbing deep in his shoulder. He opened his eyes only for a feet to slam into his face by Sasuke. Mizuki was knocked off the branch as he started to fall. As Naruto appeared in front of him, Mizuki lashed out a brutal kick. However, ninja wire wrapped around his leg by Sasuke, who stopped his leg and hooked the kunai to the tree that the ninja wire was attached to. As Naruto twirled his arm with the Shakijo in it, it made contact with Mizuki's face. He was blasted as he was thrown back. The force knocked him off the ground as he bounced. Sasuke landed right behind him as he went through hand sign. Sasuke slammed his hand into the ground. The Sharingan was a tool that allowed him to copy any jutsu, and this was one that he indeed copied. A earth spear came up and slammed in Mizuki's back, causing the ninja to cough up blood. He staggered forward. Enough! You are kids! I am a Chunin, he yelled, as his nose was bleeding from the force of Naruto Shakijo. That is when he noticed they were to opposite sides of him. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Mizuki pushed Chakra to his feet as he launched himself up in mid-air. However, that was a mistake. When he saw the two boys poofed away in smoke. Wait, clones? He looked up as he saw a heel. As everything went starry-eyed for him, as Naruto's heel pressed in his face. But Naruto was not done. As he turned with the Shakijo in mid-air and spun, it slammed into Mizuki's side. As Sasuke used the spear that he created to jump upwards. before he kicked Mizuki upwards, 3 times to be exact. As Naruto brought his leg down and Sasuke twirled, the 2 feet made contact with the side of Mizuki's face. Boom! His body hit the ground, creating a small crater underneath him as both brothers dropped at each side. Mito was shocked by their coordination. They didn't even say a word, and yet they knew everything the other would do. It was so awesome. Iruka was beyond, as he did not expect this in the slightest. Mizuki was as strong as him, and yet these 2 boys were able to completely dominate him like he was nothing. They were already so strong. It was amazing. Mizuki was twitching on the ground as he was knocked cold out. Naruto raised the Shakijo in his hand. As he gripped the handle with such force, the veins in his hand started to show, but Iruka saw a strange purple vein running through his body, flashing across his face as well. As Naruto raised the Shakijo and brought it down. "Naruto, stop!" Iruka yelled. Naruto paused, as he was about to use the Shakijo to bash Mizuki's face in. He was aiming to hurt Mito, one of Naruto's friends. He deserved this, Naruto thought to himself. However, Iruka's words knocked him out of his trance. Sasuke wasn't against this either. He deserved this. That is why he didn't try to stop Naruto. "Don't. His body can't take anymore. You might kill him." Iruka didn't want Naruto and Sasuke to go on with something this traumatic on their record already. Mizuki was an enemy, and it wasn't going to affect their personal record, but he was talking about their mental record. They were young. They didn't need to experience taking someone's life so soon. It would haunt them, he believed. They've already been through so much. Besides, he has information that the village needs, he said. It did not take long for envoys to arrive, as Naruto felt the signature of his friend. The emotionless envoy vanishing. He was here the entire time. Time skip. Danzo smirked as he heard the events of what took place. Danzo was the one that made this happen in a sense. Mizuki wanted power, and who else to get that from then? Well, Orochimaru. That is why Danzo made him believe that his root agent was sent from Orochimaru to aid him. The Chunins that were guarding the facility were taken out so that he could retrieve the scroll of sealing once he had it in his regard. Danzo allowed one of his root ninjas to cast a small genjutsu, reminding Mizuki about Mito, so that he would try actively to pursue her before leaving. Kill the girl before leaving. It was just a small suggestion genjutsu, and Mizuki took to it quite easily, so he went to fulfill that before leaving. And once that was happening, Danzo made sure that the boys were aware of this. And now he heard how they took care of business, the brutality that they used, the no hesitation to take Mizuki's life for what he did. The bond that these 3 share was growing even stronger, and that brought a grin to Danzo's face, a very happy grin to his face. Meanwhile, the office though. "And when were you gonna tell me?" Mito yelled at Hiruzen, as both Naruto and Sasuke were sitting there in the office, not saying anything, allowing her to vent. Hiruzen sighed. "Naruto, Sasuke, you 2 are dismissed," he said. "I would like to speak to Mito alone." The 2 boys glanced towards Mito, as Hiruzen narrowed his eyes. Were they not listening to him? It was like they were looking at Mito for her to confirm what he was saying. "It's alright, guys. I can handle this." He was right. Just what exactly was going on? However, before that he had other things to, well, deal with at the moment, and that was calming Mito to make sure she knew that he was on her side. After all, having her against him, with the already strange interaction that these boys had with her, was not good in the slightest. Naruto and Sasuke sat in the waiting area, waiting for them to finish speaking to one another. Around half an hour later, Mito came out. "Are you alright?" Sasuke asked, before Naruto could speak. Mito had gotten patched up by the medics, as it was just now up to her to heal completely. Mito walked over as she brought her hands around the both of them and pulled them into a hug. "Thank you guys," she said, "for saving me." Although I could have kicked Mizuki's ass, she said. But still, thanks. As Naruto looked at her, she backed away. So, how do you stand right now with everything? She sighed. He explained it to me. I'm not saying that I like it, and I'm still pretty pissed, but still. For now, I'll just try to understand as much as I can. What the hell does that mean? Sasuke said. Well, there's a lot more that it involves with me being a Jinchuriki. I'll explain everything, but still, I need to go and see someone. That brought a smile to Naruto's face. As Mito said goodbye, she would see them tomorrow. Mito was about to go to where Anko lived, as she knew where she lived, but Anko was outside the tower, leaning up against the wall. What are you doing here? She said. Well, I heard about what happened, and I heard that you were somehow involved, so I decided to come and check it out to make sure that you were okay. Look, I know that you're angry for something, but before Anko could finish, Mito cut her off by hugging her tightly. It's alright, she said. That brought a smile to Anko's face. Anko had friends, yes. She had friends, Kurenai, Yujeu, Hana, but Mito was like a little sister to her. The both of them had a really special bond, as Anko didn't have any more family left in this world. And having Mito as her little sister brought her a joy that she couldn't just explain. It was weird. That is why she was so upset when she was angry at her. I'm sorry for not talking to you, but it was hard because of everything. As Anko realized, you know, don't you? Mito nodded. Look, Whiskers, it's alright. I now have a better understanding of why you didn't say anything, but despite that, you helped me. You taught me things that I would need as a woman, she said. And I couldn't ask for a greater big sister. That made Anko actually smile bright, as Mito grinned at her. You know, I have to keep my reputation, Anko said. So don't tell anyone that I act this way, alright? It's only with you. I have to keep my scary, crazy reputation. Yeah, me too, said Mito. So, the both of them shouted, tell anyone, and I'll pound you into the ground. As the both of them started to laugh at that. Time skip. As Mito spoke to Naruto and Sasuke, the fourth Hokage had entrusted her with this burden. Mito saw the man as her hero. She always did. As he had placed a fox inside of her though, but she didn't know how to felt about that. However, Mito's determination was stronger than most. She would learn how to control this power inside of her, and she would use it as the fourth wanted. She would protect her friends and her village. She cared for people here, and she would make sure that you're safe no matter what. And all the ones that did not like her or did not respect her, she would make them like her and make them respect her, and she would never give up until she do so. However, Naruto was kind of curious about something. The fourth Hokage. The man was known as Minato Namikaze. Naruto had read up about all the Hokages. It was his photograph. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. Mito had blonde hair and blue eyes. The fourth Hokage had placed a fox inside of her. Hiruzen did not tell Mito who her parents were. He said they died in the attack. Why would the fourth Hokage seal the most powerful beast inside of a random child and place so much trust inside of her? If he did not know that he would have to trust her because she was important, not only to the whole thing but to him. Naruto didn't know if he was right, but there must be some sort of connection. Right now he had no proof. Telling Mito this would only get her excited, and he wasn't sure if he was correct or not. There was no way in hell that the man would ever tell him a damn thing. However, Naruto knew one person that had a lot of information and a lot of reach. That was his benefactor that handed him many things. The one that told him where Mito was. He must have information on who her parents are. However, Naruto will ask him face to face when they finally meet. Time skip. At the academy, as everyone was buzzing to hear which team they were going to be on, several girls were praying to the deities that they would be on a team with Sasuke or Naruto. Man, I don't get the big deal about you guys, said Kiba as he turned towards Naruto who was sitting next to him. With Mito on Naruto's other side as Sasuke was sitting, the row above them looking down. And what deal are you talking about, Sasuke said. You damn Uchihas. Why is every girl so obsessed about you guys? You know, Kiba, for once I agree with you. I don't see it either, said Mito. I mean, they're strong and all, but they're just Naruto and Sasuke. So why are the girls so upset, said Mito. Well, all of these girls are idiots anyway. Come on now, said Naruto, there's no need to be harsh with them. You mean these crazy stupid fangirls? Tuh, I can be however harsh with them I want, said Mito. They're dumb. You know what we're saying is truthful with me, and Mito agree, said Kiba. So what's it? What's the secret? He said looking towards Naruto. I mean, you don't look that better than me. We're both handsome guys. So what's the secret? What are you doing that you're not telling me? As he got rather close to Naruto. Kiba, look, we're friends, but let's just stay friends, said Naruto. As Kiba backed up, hey, it's not like that, he said. I knew it. Some of them whispered. Kiba turned. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, Kiba's into dudes. As the girl started to whisper. As Kiba face pale at that. No, you're wrong, he said. As he got up and ended up slipping. Shino eyes widened as Kiba crashed right into him. As the murmur started to get more intensified, Shino blinked several times. As Kiba was over him. In a rather suggestive way. It was by accident though. However, Naruto had saved them from further embarrassment by using his Shakijo to hook the back of Kiba's shirt. So Kiba would not flatly land on Shino, who seemed to be hating this with every fiber of his being, judging by how loud his bugs were buzzing inside of his clothing. Get off me, he said. As Kiba straightened back up, as all the girls looked at him, they started to giggle and whisper. Kill me. Kill me now, said Kiba. Alright everyone, settle down. Aruka says he came inside. Kiba sat down as he slammed his head on the table. I just want to say I'm proud of each and every one of you for making it this far. Aruka turned as he saw the girls. Some of their eyes were closed as they were praying. He raised an eyebrow to that, as some of them were glancing over towards the Uchihas. Aruka sighed as he knew exactly what this was about. Well then, he said, I'll give my speech afterwards. It seems like you're all dying to hear what team you're going to be on. Yeah, Sensei. Who's going to be paired with Naruto and Sasuke? It doesn't work like that. I need to announce all the teams. But we don't care about the others. Who's going to be paired with them? Mito sighed as she heard the girls talking. It was Ino and Sakura fussing over who was going to be paired with them. Mito was also making her silent prayer. She could not stand anyone else. Well, the girls, that is. She was friends with Kiba despite how they act. Shino was a pretty cool guy. Choji loved to eat and she loved to eat as well. Hinata was probably the sweetest person in the class. She was shy and all sweet. And there was Shikamaru who was lazy. Pretty much all of the ones that she knew that much. So yeah, she rather Naruto and Sasuke. As Aruka started to list out from Team 1 to 6, the girls' names that were called were pretty pissed off. Team 7 will be consist of Naruto Uchiha, Sasuke Uchiha, and Aruka did it on purpose just to see their faces. As he then announced, Mito Uzumaki. Screams of no could be heard, but Mito jumped up. Hell yeah, she said. As everyone turned towards her, as she sat back down blushing in embarrassment. As Naruto reached up and patted her on the head. Don't worry, he said. I'm happy too. But there's no reason to get so excited and get embarrassed. Mito punched him in the shoulder, knocking him right into Kiba. As everyone gasped, as Naruto and Kiba had rolled, and now Kiba stood over Naruto. It was a good thing that Naruto Shakijo was keeping them apart. You know, said Naruto. I'm starting to think that you're doing this on purpose. Kiba looked at him with hardened eyes. Me? This is all you, and you've already ruined my reputation. Look at them. As Kiba quickly pulled himself up. That was his fault, he said, trying to explain to the girls. Haruka came over and chopped him on the head. Have your seat, Kiba. As Kiba made his way over as he glared at Mito, who was dying with laughter as she held her mouth. Naruto got back up. As he looked towards the girls. Sorry girls, he said. But we can still be friends. As all of them blushed at that. Majority of the guys glaring at him, including Kiba. As Naruto went to sit beside Sasuke. Why don't you come back here, said Mito with a sweet smile. Because you're gonna punch me again, said Naruto. Just so you can make a laugh out of it. How did you know, she said. Well, I can basically sense what you're gonna do by now. You're very predictable. As Mito glared at him. Sasuke simply leaned back. Well, at least the team picking was good. He was on a team with two people that he knew. As the rest of the teams were called out, Kiba did not mind though, as he was in a team with Hinata. She was shy, but she was very beautiful. As he went to speak to her about their newfound friendship. Well, they were already friends, but not to that extent, but they were now gonna be teammates. Have a good time with Shino, Kiba. As their sensei came to pick them up. As Kiba realized what Mito just said, as he glared at her. What does she mean, Shino asked. Kiba rubbed the back of his head nervously as he chuckled. Oh, that, she's just kidding around. About what, Shino said. Kiba laughed awkwardly, finding it hard to explain this. As the rest of the teams filed out, Naruto was confused. So, where's our sensei? Great. We have to be stuck with the sensei that is late. I wonder who it is, said Mito. Maybe it's someone really awesome. I mean, they put all three of us together, right? As Naruto was curious about something, he thought that the dead last was placed with the strongest. He knew that he had the Rookie of the Year title because him and Sasuke tied in everything except for taijutsu. But Mito was not the dead last, far from it. And Sasuke was right behind him, so how were the three of them on a team? Seems like someone pulled a few strings. That must be the case. As Naruto figured if that man would be sensei. Some time ago, he remembered his father saying something about a non-Uchiha having a Sharingan because of one of their clan members dying and passing it on to him. His father allowed the man to keep it. Naruto could not remember his name, but if Konoha was gonna have someone train them, it would be a Sharingan user. But he didn't understand how Mito was placed in the team, because she was not the dead last. As Naruto wondered if it was his benefactor, pulling some strings to make her place in his team. He really needs to meet this guy. But guys, to be some right here, if you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.